Yeah, start seated. Flex your feet a lot. So one shin is in front of the other. And then I want you to lean back, lay down like that. So you're going to lay all the way down on your back. So it's just a version of Supta Baddha Konasana where your legs are crossed if you start to pay attention to my classes, you'll immediately know that we're going to do something with the hips today. So yeah, so flex your feet a lot. Let your inner thighs drop open. You can have your palms facing up, or you can have one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. You can have your eyes open. You can have them closed. I mean, this is your practice. So find something that works. Soften the shoulders down the back. Bring your chin so it's like neutral. It's not jutting forward. Feel the natural rise and fall of your abdominal wall. Hello, I'm alive, I'm breathing. It's Friday, I think. Right. And then you'll start to kick up the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is the breath that we use if you're newer to the practice in yoga. It's an inhalation through the nose to the back of the throat. And you follow it up with an exhalation through the nose, which is also through the back of the throat. So if you're used to doing more like sport, like tennis or running or cycling, used to breathing out through the mouth. So it's slightly different. Try it on. No pressure. You're just going to keep your body down and switch the cross of the legs. So just switch the cross of the legs. It's subtle. And then reacquire the flex of the feet. You want to really feel that the firmness of the feet is helping out the thighs drop open. You got it. Feel the length of the spine across the mat. And the goal is to start to pay attention to little things, subtle things in your body, your mind, your breath, your movement as you come to your yoga practice, because it's always evolving, it's always changing. You're always needing to adjust. Awesome. You're going to make a little mountain with your legs, So your feet are about hips width distance. Use the back of your triceps, cactus the arms so they're close towards your body. So it's almost like, that wasn't the right way to describe it. Right by your side body, like robot arms, guys. Palms face up towards the sky, fingers face up towards the sky. Yep, just like this. You're going to lift your hips up and you're going to create a little baby back bend. So set up like back bend. Arms are alongside your body, guys. There you go. And then the arms go straight up. There, perfect. I told you, I'm not all there today. And yeah, speaking is not my thing. Beth, bring your feet a little closer to you. Good. Exhale the breath, lower the tailbone down. Guys, you're just in a bridge with your arms roboted. So it's like arms are right by your side body. Linda, there you go. Arms down. There you go. Try it again. Inhale the breath. Exhale, lift up. Baby bridge. Press through your feet. Lengthen through your tailbone. Use the back of your triceps to press down into the mat. And then exhale the breath, lower down. Good. So now you're going to reach your arms straight forward towards the front wall and lift the back of the shoulders, the head, and the neck up off the ground. We're doing it in a way that you're not crunching the neck. So the neck stays neutral. Now, for some reason, you're hearing like, this sucks, my neck hurts. Bring your hands behind your head, and that's the alternative. Keep the lift of the upper shoulders. Feel the lower body engaged. Now lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Straight up on an angle is going to be a little more intense. A little slight bend between your knees if you need it, or legs go straight. Eyes of the shoulders are still lifting. You're in a supported like boat here. Rebend the legs, feet go flat to the floor like you started. Lift your shoulders up higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. So they're amended boat poses. Here you go. You're going to lift your shoulders, your head, your neck up off the ground. Lower back stays down. You're going to lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Keep lifting though through the upper shoulders. Neck stays neutral. Rebend the legs, take the feet back down to the floor like we started. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Try it again. Lift your shoulders up off the mat. Lift your legs so they're on an angle. Keep the lift. Rebend, take your feet back down to the floor, lift higher. There you go. Exhale the breath, let it go. So try and move on the breath now. You're going to lift up, shoulders lift, arms reach forward or hands behind head, up to you. Lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Keep the lift of the shoulders. Rebend the legs, take the feet flat to the floor, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. You ready? Lift yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Keep lifting. You're going to heel tap the legs down, legs stay straight. You'll bring them back up, rebend the legs, lift higher, exhale the breath, let it go. Again, pull yourself up, lift your legs on an angle. You'll heel tap your heels, maybe they touch, lift them back up, rebend, lift higher, exhale the breath, let it go. One more, pull yourself up, lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Heel tap if it's in the cards today. Lift them higher, lift them higher, lift them higher. Lift them back up, lower them back down. Lift yourself higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a big squeeze. Too many directions. Blah, 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 blah. Rock and roll. Let's come to a down dog. Let's be more concise, Julie. Sometimes I stop when I teach and I'm like, what would I tell my teacher trainers to do right now? Like, follow your own instructions. Let's simplify the matters. Down dog. When in doubt, put them in down dog. Spread your palms wide, thumbs, index fingers, baby fingers. Press into the mat. Soften behind your knees this morning if you're feeling a little tight or restricted. And you may opt to practice that way the entire time. So there's no issue there. Good work. You're taking up a lot of space on the mat in your down dog. Spread your toes wide and breathe your hips way up off the shoulders. Let your shoulders move away from your ears and feel your triceps grip in. The pit of the belly draws in and up. Good. Roll forward to a plank position. And this is kind of where you decide, was my down dog long enough? It's probably not. So you need to walk it out to one straight line of energy from your heels to the crown of the head. Now, if you're looking in towards your belly button, you're going to round. Immediately we know rounding is happening. You want to lead a little with your heart and chest. Plug down with your hands so the hands really firm you up. Outer triceps grip in, and there's an activation of your center line. If you're here and you're really having a hard time holding, know that you can modify with your knees down at any given point. You're holding plank, you're breathing, you're quieting your mind, and you're utilizing the simple use of your breath. Hips go up and back, down dog. Plank position, all the way forward. Drop your knees on an angle. So your thighs are a little bit back, guys. Bring your weight forward towards the front of the room and then lower halfway to supported push-up. Supported push-up. I just want to check in with everyone today. Supported push-up. Revisit supported plank. So just using your core and your arms. Try that again. Halfway to supported push-up. No problem. Supported plank. You got it. Supported push-up. You got it. Elbows closer, Jewel. There you go. Look forward with your eyes. Perfect. Supported plank. Yeah, and you could just hold too. Two more. Halfway supported push-up. These work. Supported plank. Press down and then lower slow. Supported push-up. Elbows close towards your side body. Triceps wrap in. Supported plank. Knees lift plank position. You're like, what have I gone into here? This is not normal. She's not normal. Yeah, bring your weight forward. Halfway to a push-up. Try it on. Up dog or cobra. Decide what works for you this morning. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Don't judge it. Don't rate it. There's no expectations in the practice. You just kind of have to go with it. Look to the top of the mat, guys. Walk your feet, or maybe it's more like a crawl. It could be 2 big steps. It could be a lot of steps to get your feet to your hands at the top. Long spine when you arrive. Exhale, fold. Let your head go. You'll root to rise. Come all the way up. Maybe you get a little head rush. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. These are sun A's. Arms go straight up towards the sky. You can practice with your feet together a little separated. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine prepares you. You're going to step to plank for this first one. Lower halfway to your push-up of choice. Up dog or cobra. Hips go up and back, down dog. Now I'm just going to remind you of one thing. So you can modify the push-ups. Well, it's a lot of things, but in one concept. And you could take out the push-up or you could take out the back bend. You could take it all out too. Okay, arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to set you up. You could step again. If you feel like floating back, you land in a low push-up. The up dog is smooth. Nice. The hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms stay straight. We're going to link it. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. Halfway to your push-up is controlled, guys. Up dog peels you through your body. Hips go up and back, down dog. Active arms, look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float, vinyasa of choice. Up dog pulls you through your body. Hips go up and back, downward facing. Come forward to plank. Float the right foot an inch and let it hover. Hug the right knee in and up. Give it a good little squeeze. Look forward with your eyes and step your right foot forward and through. Be on your fingertips, everybody. Sometimes in low lunge, it's good to separate your feet a little. So Lila, walk your right foot a little more over to the right. Good. Your arms reach back like a set of airplane wings. When we do this, you're hovering over your front thigh and your palms always face down. That's how you know your shoulders are set. Right. The right thigh slides back into the hip socket. The back left leg zips up. Then we rise together, high lunge, crescent lunge. You can go out and up. You can go straight up. Good. Soften that back knee if you need to. Feel the weight in your legs. Let your side body zip up. Energetically reach to the fingertips. So you may need to use your hand to do this, your left hand to do it, but you're going to step up in one piece and land in a tree pose. Yep. So give it a whirl. It's fun. At least I think it's fun, but I'm a dork. Arms go straight up. Yeah, there you go. Or hands to prayer if it doesn't work. Your left foot could be anywhere in the instep of that right leg. I just suggest that you don't press into the knee. So you're creating a hip opener here. Quiet your mind, utilize your breath, and just be in the moment. The arms stay up. You're just going to step back, warrior one. So the right leg stays and the left leg just steps back, warrior one. And trust that your feet are going to land in the right place. And if they don't, you have the opportunity to reset them. Turn your back foot in like a 70-degree angle. Spin your right ribs forward, your left ribs forward, right ribs back. Hands to frame your front foot. We're going to hit plank position, everybody. And you're going to hold plank or a push-up. You pick. If you took the push-up option, revisit plank. Yeah. Float the left foot an inch, just an inch from the ground. It kind of gets the pelvis in alignment and begins to activate your center line, also known as your core. Look forward with your eyes. There you go. Hug your left knee towards your navel. Give it a good little squeeze in. Arms are straight up and down. Keep looking forward. Step the left foot forward and through. Walk it a tad to the left. Come to your fingertips. Your left thigh hip kind of slides back into the socket. Your right leg activates, and then your arms reach alongside your body. I think I have to retire this shirt. I think it belongs in Sasha's drawer. Yeah, I just realized it. It's really kind of funny. Yeah. Integrate your leg strength and then rise high lunge. There you go. So when you get to high lunge, if you feel a lot of dumping in your low back, you want to soften your right knee a little. That's going to help move the hip points forward. And then with that, the side ribs will lengthen. Perfect. Use your right hand if you need to. Step up in tree. So you're going to step up. Your right leg bends into a tree pose. You may need to use your right hand to do it, which is fine. Once you acquire the shape, then you grow the branches. Anyway, grip the sides of your hips in. Nice, Michelle. Lengthen through that standing left leg. Press down through the ground. Side ribs long. Keep the arms energetic. Left leg stays. You just take a giant step back, warrior one. It's a fun transition. Go with it. First warrior. Yep. Back foot's at about a 70-degree angle. I'm not great with math, but that's pretty much turned forward. Yeah. Don't tell anybody. Spin your right ribs forward, your left ribs back, and hug your left hip in. Awesome. Take it to the floor to a plank. When you hit plank position, together we lower into a push-up of choice. Decide what works best for you. Drag yourself through a back bend of choice. The hips then move up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. We'll step, we'll float. Let's get to the top of the mat together. Long spine right here. We'll fold in half. Weight goes into your heels for your first chair pose. Now, you can take chair with your feet a little separated or even hips width. Decide what feels best in your low back. You need a natural curve of your lower spine. You're doing awesome. Just stick your butt all the way back, and so the weight moves into your heels. Shoot up to stand up in one piece. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So now this is called Sun B. Arms go straight up. We sit together into chair. So sit way down and back. And then dive over bent knees, forward fold. Weight stays forward. Long spine to set you up. We'll step, we'll float, we'll skip. However we're going to get there through your vinyasa. Nice. Up dog pulls you through your body. Hips go up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. Rise on your breath, first warrior, also known as warrior one. Take it to the floor, plank position. When you hit your plank, decide if the push-ups are for you. Add in the back bend of choice, and then hit down dog. The left foot lands as soon as you get there. So we're building momentum in the body. Warrior one, left side. Floor to the floor we go, chaturanga push-ups. Up dog is smooth, press even. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay very active this morning. Look where you want to go, step or float, top of mat. Long spine when you arrive, fold in half. Chair pose, weight moves into your heels. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. From the top, arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels, you sit way down, chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, step or float through a vinyasa of choice. So maybe just going into a dog today, and that's where you would, wait for us. The right foot lands when you're ready, warrior one. We're all moving a little different, but together as a unit, the best that we can. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Upward facing. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands on your breath, on your beat, warrior one. You got to ground your back foot. It's kind of, it trumps the pose. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, get there light. Long spine, fold. Chair pose. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. From the top, go way down into chair. Good. Forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog is nice and smooth. You look great. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. We rise together, warrior one. Now you're here. To the floor we go, chaturanga. You've landed. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. We rise together, warrior one. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Roll forward to plank. Lean on your left hand for Vashisthasana side plank. Yeah, you can modify it if you need to by dropping your bottom knee if that suits your practice. Yeah, I'm going to give you the option today to bend your top leg up into tree pose. Give it a try. Yeah, you got it. You think you can't do it, but you can do it. Try it, even if it's low down your leg. So it's an external rotation of your right thigh. You surprise yourself on the mat sometimes. If you have the tree pose, keep it. You're going to come to a plank. So tree with a plank. If you didn't have the tree, see if you can add the tree in the plank position. Here you go. External rotation of that right thigh. You're going to take so Linda, it's the right leg. So your right leg. There you go. Your right knee is going to come to the outside of your right tricep, just in that general direction. So it's going to leave the leg and come to the outside of your right tricep in that general direction. You got it. You're doing it. And then you're going to hug your right knee straight in, straight in, straight in, straight in. Perfect. Hello. Then we're going to step the right foot smack in between the hands. Don't come up. Turn the back foot on a sharp angle. You're going to take your block and place it to the instep of your right foot. So any direction that works. The right hand's going to go onto that block and the left arm's going to peel open. So this is a B variation of extended side angle. Caddy the back of your right tricep to the instep of your right leg. Yeah. So you want the kind of this part of your tricep to press in. So move the block with you and then drive down, maybe a little bit of a longer step, Kristen, and you'll be in good shape. Yeah. Add in a half bind if that feels good in your body. So everybody's a little different in the tightness of their shoulders. So only go as far as your body's going to let you for today. She's still smiling, so. Steer the chest open. Steer your right hip under you. Turn your ribs and lean back just a tad, everybody. Now pay attention to one thing. Aside from your breath, are you dumping all your weight into your right wrist? A lot of us are. So see if you can come to your fingertips a little lighter in that bottom hand. And that's going to focus on getting you into your legs a little more. Softening that right shoulder and turning the chest. We'll unravel the left arm towards the sky and use the strength of that left arm to pull us up, warrior two. And then when you get to warrior two, you lengthen and you roll your right thigh open. Yes, now we're in business. This is Bob Marley's grandson, his new song. Who's going to the Marley movie on Valentine's Day? Sit deeper. Soften the shoulders down the back. Close your eyes and be here a few breaths. Settle into it. Yeah, sometimes when you fight the pose, you fight the pose. Instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale breath, I'm going to let myself be in the posture and experience it, the feelings that it creates for me, even if it's challenging. Because it's just a feeling, and accept the feeling in the pose. Blink the eyes open, float the hands to frame your front foot, and move through a vinyasa of choice. The up dog will feel very nice if you're taking it, but be smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. In your down dog, you'll roll forward to plank. And now we're going to lean on our right hand. So if you got confused, maybe you did the wrong side, just make sure you're doing the side you didn't do yet. Okay. So this is side plank Vashisthasana with the right hand down. Yeah. And if you need to modify, it would be the right knee down. And then if you want to add in the little tree, your left leg is going to bend into the tree anywhere across that right leg. So that's great, Michelle. It doesn't have to be a deep tree. It could be a baby tree. Engage the core. Plank position, keep the tree if you can. Try it on. Keep the tree in plank or add the tree if you're in plank. External rotation of your left thigh. That's it. Take your left knee to the back of your left tricep in the general direction. It may not touch. It's just like in that direction. You're still in plank. Hug your left knee straight in plank. You're working your core, clearly. Look forward and step the left foot forward and through. Stay low to the floor, turn your back foot on a sharp angle, grab your block, set it up on the instep of the left foot this morning, and peel your right arm open. So the only negative with doing this pose from the ground up is sometimes we have the tendency to not take a big enough step. So if you feel like you're a little locked up, take a little bit of a longer step, which I mean like take up more space on your mat. The back of your left tricep is anchoring to the inside of that left leg. Your right arm spreads open nice and wide, or maybe you added a half bind this morning if that feels good for you. Everything in steps. Grip your left hip under you, take your left ribs towards the ceiling, and turn your chest. There's a little lean back. The crown of the head is moving over your front foot for proper alignment. Holly, alignment looks very good. Breathe right here and hold. You're doing great. Unravel your right arm if you added in a little bind. And then let your right arm pull you back up. Warrior two. Come up warrior two and spread open. Make sure your left knee always tracks over your left ankle. Yes, your left arm likes to lead the party, but we're trying to find some symmetry if possible. So spread open and find evenness. It's never perfect. It's just a small goal we have. Stand up a little taller in the pose. Lengthen your tailbone a little more. Maybe shut your eyes and go inward for a few extra breaths. Link your eyes open, everybody. Look forward and cartwheel the hands to frame your front foot. Let's hit plank together. Halfway to a push-up, chaturanga. Drag yourself through an up dog. Downward facing dog. I couldn't get enough, so I just kept going. Yeah. Step the right foot forward, turn your back foot on a sharp angle. From the ground up, we're fine triangle. So we're not coming up. You're going to straighten your front leg. You're going to pull up somewhere along the front of that front right shin and spread your left arm open. Yeah, right leg is forward, left leg is turned on an angle. Block to the outside of your right calf would be a nice appropriate adjustment if you need a little lift. Yeah, there's a hooking in of your hips and a little bit of a lean back to see if you can straighten your front leg almost all the way, Linda. Just keep a soft bend behind it so we know we're not in that joint. You got it? You're in it? Stay with it, guys. Couple more breaths. You have to fill your body with air. Yeah. So look down. Together we'll step up Ardha Chandrasana. Use the block. So if your hand is already on the block, you're actually in pretty good shape. So you just move it forward. Yeah, Megan, take it right off the block of the mat so you're even. You know, you're good right there. You want enough space from your hip to your armpit so your side ribs stay long. And then you want to lift your left leg up, hip height, and flex your left toes. Yeah, add in anything here that feels, you know, like it's going to suit the posture. If the bind is speaking to you, the kick goes behind you. If the bind's not in the cards today, don't worry about it. If you fall, you re-enter the pose. Spark up those top toes and soften behind your right knee just a tad, everyone. And steer your right hip forward. So that would require your right foot to be forward. Ooh, ooh. The floor is close. Regular half moon. We're going to do a little fun transition. You're going to square your hips, but keep your leg lifted. Hands can be on the floor or one or two blocks. Come to your fingertips. Point your left toes. You're in like an amended warrior three. Your hands are on the ground. You're on your right leg. Your left leg is hip height. There you go. Holly, take your left thigh and turn it down. Perfect. Point your left toes, everyone. Be on your fingertips. You're going to hug your left knee in towards your navel and round your spine like a little cat. Round in. And then extend your left leg back to an amended warrior three. You got it. Try it again. You have to soften your right knee a little and then drag your left leg in and then extend it back. One more. You're going to hug it in nice and tight. Good. Stay with it. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Don't release it yet. And then land it down next to your right foot at the top of the mat and sit immediately into chair. Yeah. Then together we'll drag our hands to prayer and we pray for ourselves. Inhale the breath. We hook and twist towards the right. My daughter's praying I don't come sweaty to her concert. She's going to lose that one. Yes. Yeah, she's losing. She's losing today. Weights in your heels. The only way we roll is sweaty. So steer your left hip back, Lila. There you go. And then the hip gets the knee into the right alignment. Julie, same thing. Your left hip is taking your knee forward, so take your left hip back. You're in chair with a twist. You're breathing yourself open here. Try not to look back. That just rounds us. Kristen, you're doing great. Stay with it. Chair pose, pull it around. You're in a deep chair, guys. This is an Ashtanga kind of jump back. So you're going to fold with bent knees. The knees are bent to the ground. The hands come to the earth, and you're going to float back from here. So if you can jump back, give it a whirl. Jump, chaturanga. That's an Ashtanga jump back. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands smack in between your hands. Your back foot turns on a sharp angle. We don't come up. We're grabbing our front left shin or a block, and we're setting up for triangle from the ground up. If it doesn't work, you just come out of the pose and you reset it. Soften a little behind that left knee. These look great. And then you find the pose. And once you can lock the breath with the shape, it becomes like a very natural thing. Awesome job. Make a seamless transition into half moon. So you just look down, you keep your left foot forward. It has the tendency to want to turn. That's just weakness in our hips. You got it, you got it. Move the block forward and over to the left a tad. So it's enough forward that your side ribs can stay long. You breathe your collarbone and your chest open. You flex your top foot. You stay in this variation, or you add in the bind if it speaks to you. Don't force it. If it works today, great. If it doesn't, there's plenty to do in its basic form. Most importantly, you get to the posture. How can you quiet your mind? Regular Ardha, release, regular Ardha. Fun transition together. Here we go. Square it off to the floor. Your hands face the ground onto the floor or blocks. Your right leg stays up. So you're in amended warrior 3. Lila, take your hands on the blocks low or high. I don't care. Good. Right thigh drops. Good. Point your right toes. Now draw your right knee in towards your navel, round your spine. Perfect. You have to soften your left leg a little to kind of catch it. And then extend your right leg back. Yep. Hug your right knee in. Soften behind your left knee. That's great, Michelle. And then extend it back on the exhale. Hug your right knee in. Pause. Keep it in tight and close. Land it next to your left foot and sit into chair. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Hook and twist to the left. Maggie Rogers has a very distinct voice. Yeah. Breathe. It's good. You like her? I like her too. Steer your right hip back. I like how all these artists collaborate. I think it's cool. Yeah. Stay with it. So every exhale breath takes you a little deeper into the twist. Chair pose, pull it around. You're heavy in your legs in this version of chair. Look forward. You got this. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Standing on your right leg, take your left leg like a figure 4. So your left foot's going to come over the front of your right thigh and flex your left foot strong before you do anything. Bring your arms straight up towards the sky and then sit into chair like this. So do it slow so you can really work on steering your hips back, steering your hips back, steering your hips back. Good. So the way that I really like to get into this is very deliberate. So now you're sitting, so you're in the ankle to knee in the chair, and then you start to hinge forward really slow. You hinge, 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 hinge. So you come down into this hovering version. You either stay here if you can master that, that's great, or your hands can come down to the floor. Most of us need blocks underneath the hands. Yeah, if you do want to work on the arm balance, this is kind of where we can play around. So my advice to you is to flex your left foot strong around the outside of your right tricep. So you have to flex it. So it's creating you need a hook. So Beth, you want to get your left foot to come around the outside of your right tricep. And you're going to flex it really strong. There you go. Even if you don't fly, that's creating the setup right there. Perfect. Nice work. So Chrissy, it's awesome. I just want you to bring your chest forward a little. Come to your fingertips. There you go. That's much better. All right, to get out of the pose is the hardest part. Yeah, you come up nice and slow. You don't want your left foot to touch. So you're going to come up. Good. Your left foot's going to step back into a short warrior one, like we're going to set up for a twisting triangle. So almost like a warrior one. Hands to your hips. The right hand on hip, the left arm extends up. You're going to go really big through that side body. And this should feel pretty good as you come down and you twist. Twisting triangle. These two poses together work really nice. Back foot turned like pretty much flush to the floor. A little bit of a bigger stance. Yeah. And then spin those left toes more forward. I like a block underneath that front hand. That would be the left hand. Or your hand can press into your shin either which way. So Julie, think about someone's got you at one of those stretchy bands and they're pulling your hips back. So you want your hips back and your spine forward for the best version of this. Looks beautiful. So you can breathe your chest, your collarbone, everything spins open and you don't feel like all cramped up. Hands to frame your front foot. Come to your fingertips. Spring to the top of the mat in one piece, feet together. Long spine right here. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Standing on your left leg, cross your right ankle over the edge of that left knee and flex the foot. Soften a little behind that standing left leg. Bring your arm straight up towards the sky. It's a deliberate sit back. You're going to start to sit like you're sitting slow into chair. Take a break. Go out here. Yep. Keep sitting. And then start to hinge, 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 hinge. Hinge as long as you can. So you're like in a hovering position. And then your hands can come down to the floor or blocks. But we need to keep steering our hips back and keep the chest open. If you are going to work on any attempt of setting up for flying pigeon, you must flex your right foot strong around the outside of your left tricep. So Julie, back out, back out, back out. I got to teach you a trick. Your foot has to catch her. So look at how Michelle's doing this because I'm still limited in this range of motion. Her foot is flexed around the outside of that left tricep. You have to get in really tight and close. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Up here. No, so you're not ready. Oh my God. I know, it's sad news. You're not ready yet. I hate to tell you. You're going to be ready if you keep coming and we work at it. No pressure. I know you're the type that likes a good end game. So it's good to have a goal. To get out of the pose together, guys, come up nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Try not to let that right leg touch. Arms go straight up and you're going to step back about 3.5 feet with your right foot. I hope my husband's at home getting tickets for Dad and company. He was on a big job. There was like a special release. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's stretch up and out of our waist. The left hand to hip, right arm up. Come forward, twisting triangle with your left leg forward. Perfect. Use a block, place it to the instep of that front foot, and twist open. You okay? Great. She's fine. She just had enough. Steer your hips back. This way. Support the posture, then breathe into the posture. That's why the block is helpful. Couple more breaths. Two more. Good. The hands to frame your left foot. Listen carefully. Walk the block to the side. You're going to come and pivot through center. So you're going to pivot your hands to the instep of the foot and turn yourself. So we're having a change of direction, okay? Now we're going to keep the turn. We're going to go all the way, pivot to the back edge of the mat. So now the right heel is facing forward and the left leg is back. You're in a low lunge facing the back of the room, and you'll rise now, crescent lunge. Come on up. So just a change of direction. If you need to drop your back knee, you drop your back knee. Drag your hands to prayer. Lean forward a little bit, and then hook the elbow and twist towards the mirror. Left elbow is going to hook to the outside of that right side. Zip up your legs. Lean back. Point your right elbow towards the sky, and that's going to help you kind of hook in. Nice. Right leg is forward. Left leg is back. We're spicing it up. You can also drop your left knee if you need to. There's a little lean back, guys, and the crown of the head kind of lines up with that back left heel. Twist a little bigger, a little bolder. Breathe a little bit more. Hands to frame your front foot. Pause. Slow motion here. You're going to straighten your right leg on track. You're going to bring your hands to the instep of the right foot, and you're going to pivot, right toes turn, back through center, pause in the center for a beat, and then pivot around towards the front left leg. Now your left leg is forward, your right leg is back. Set up your feet appropriate distance and rise high lunge. Good job. Hands come to prayer. Inhale the breath. The trick with this pose is lean forward a little bit, find length, and then hook and twist. Yeah, so that way you don't get into it. It's all dumpy and smushy. There should be a little bit of space from your stomach to your thigh. Good. Back leg zips up. You lean back a little into the pose. Good. Back leg is strong and straight, or you just opt to drop it down. It's not a problem. Are you breathing, or are you just praying for it to be over? Most likely the latter. Yes, let's face it, we're human. Let's give it two more really good breaths. Two breaths is 22 in my vocabulary, just telling you. Hands to frame your front foot, plank. When you hit plank position, hold plank. Chaturanga push-up together. Up dog, smooth operation here, nice and easy. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Let's swing the right knee forward and hit a half pigeon pose. Yes, half pigeon. You guys are rocking it. Right knee forward, half pigeon. So if you're limited in range of motion, the option here is to go on your back and take basically what we did standing up. Let's switch and go to the left side, okay? Just go from down dog. If you're on your back, you just switch. Yep, and then find your half pigeon here and fold. You okay, Linda? Okay. Yeah, that's right. Couple more breaths. Good. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up. You lean on your left side. You'll swing your right leg forward. Yeah. The legs are going to come forward. We're going to do a little core and hamstring and hip flexor exercise. So you'll take your block, guys. You could place it medium. You could place it high if you're really feeling ambitious. But I'm going to go medium today. Yep. So it's Dandasana. Think Dandasana is your best version of standing up tall. So what's going to happen is your palms press firm into the sides of your hips. We're not lifting up. It's not the Ashtanga. It's different. Press. So legs are straight, feet are flexed. You have to zip up. The trick with this exercise is you don't lean back and you don't lean forward. So you have to find symmetry and strength right here. Shoulders draw down the back. Press firm. You're going to flex both feet. Right leg's going to lift up and it's going to go around the block. And then you're going to bring it back in. And then it's going to go around the block. You got it. And go back in. Do it slow. Lift up. So you got to stay out of your low back. Zip it up. Go. Just like that. For another 5. They're hard. 4. You don't need to do a lot. For 3. Breathe. For 2. Do one more. And then bring it back to neutral. Good. Move the block over. If you work at a desk or you drive in a car all day. So basically, if you're a desk operator or a truck driver, right? If you fall in any of those categories, which we all do, hands press. This is for you, okay? Lift up. Lift up. Go. On the exhale breath, lift. You got it. Sit up taller. Another 5. 4. Oh, I know. 3. They creep up. 2 more. 1 more. Woo. Okay, bring it back around. Good job. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And then take a butterfly with your legs, a little Supta Baddha. Take it like a 5-point star today. And then fold. Yeah. Exhale the breath. You can wind your hands under your shins and kind of grab your feet and fold this way. Good. So you'll lift your torso up, everybody, and you'll lay down on your backs, and we'll finish how we started here. So you're going to bend your knees for bridge pose. Your feet could be on blocks. Your feet could be directly on floor. You could place a block underneath your low back. You're going to bring your arms alongside your body like we started. Inhale the breath. Exhale, you'll lift up into bridge pose, supported bridge pose. You can interlace your hands underneath your low back. Anything goes with this, but it should feel a lot better than when we began. Yep. There's a lot of space, a lot of depth from the tailbone to the back of the knees. Exhale the breath, lower down. Good. Repeat or full wheel. Flip your palms, chin to chest, giant breath in. Exhale your breath, will lift up. Bridge, supported bridge, full wheel pose. Yeah. Wrap your thighs down and under. You got it. If you're lifting into full wheel, there's a lot of space. Eventually you come into a standing position. Wrap the thighs forward, turn the feet forward, lift up a little higher. Exhale the breath, lower down. Good. Reach for your block and everybody place underneath their lower backs. Any direction. The highest direction will be the most aggressive. I go medium these days. So lay down first, Julie, and then slide the block under. Yeah, you want to, when ever you work with a block, you want to make sure it's not digging into you. It's on the flat surface. Good. You can clasp your hands around the block. If it's going the skinny direction, it's going to be a lot easier. So they're creating a back bend. And then you'll lift your legs straight up towards the sky. This is known as supported shoulder stand. It's an inversion. Yeah. The legs lift, the feet flex, or you can have a little Barbie toe. Your legs are directly over your hips, your collarbone, your chest very open, your neck very neutral. We're here for a minute. Yeah, this is flushing all the lactic acid out of your legs. We don't do this enough. Stay with it. Bend your knees in half. Take your feet flat to the floor. Once the feet hit the ground, lift your hips an inch from the block, remove the block, and slowly lower down. Your hips are on the ground, your feet to the width of the mat, and your knees knock in. Yeah. Good. Then you're going to drop your knees all the way over to the right. So the right leg is a little higher than the left. Yeah, they're kind of split apart. Perfect. So it's a version of a twist. You got it. Come up to center. Your feet are the width of the mat, guys. Your knees are together, okay? Lift your hips up and scoot them a little to the right, and then drop them to the left. And as they drop to the left, your left thigh is up a little higher. Your right leg is down a little bit more on a angle, so you can get the psoas open. Yeah. Good. Come up to center. One more thing here. I want to take a backwards butterfly. We haven't done this in a while. So take your left thigh over your right thigh and then lift your legs up so they're like a little tabletop. Yeah, and then grab your right hand around your left. Yep, right hand to the left. You got it. Right hand, that's your left foot. And then your left hand to your right foot. There you go. Perfect. And if you can't get hold of your feet, you just grab somewhere along the front of your shins, whatever you can do. And then you're kind of pulling your feet apart as your shoulder blades wrap to the ground. So this gets your outer thighs and hips and TFL. Good. Now you'll let go of the hands to the feet and just switch the direction of your legs, the other thigh on top. So it's opposite hand to opposite foot. Yeah, if you can get hold of the foot, that's great. This is a great runner stretch. You're going to pull your feet kind of apart. Yes. Tailbone lengthened, shoulders relaxed to the mat. Unravel yourself, hug your knees in for one last little squeeze. And then set yourself up for Shavasana. So the next 2 minutes, complete rest. Nothing left to do, but just be still. Big full breath in. Loud cleansing breath out. Arms reach up over the top of the head. Give yourself a very full stretch from fingertips to toes. A nice squeeze, kind of evening it all out of the knees in towards the chest. And a soft rock up to a seated position if that's how you like to finish. So you could stay down too. Sit up nice and tall wherever you are. Hands come to a prayer. And just feel. We don't get to just stop and feel the effects of things in our bodies and our minds enough. So take it all in. Bow your head. Have some gratitude. It's the best attitude. Lift your head. Open your eyes. Namaste. Good job, guys. Way to get it done. Awesome Friday practice. I will be here next week. And I will see you then. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks,